Check, check, check. It's what's up. It's what's up. It's D Train here for another one. Yeah. So, my mom brought over a movie. It said Molly on it. She was watching it. And when I was in the room, there was a scene where this guy was sitting at the table and, he would lose like 100 grand or something like that, right? And then he would tip he would tip the house another 5 grand, and he sat down in front of the lady and was like begging the lady to let him stay and gamble some more for another day, right? And so right away I'm thinking, wow, this dude is a gambler. This dude is a he's addicted. He's addicted to the lifestyle. He's addicted to losing. He's addicted to losing money. He's addicted, right? And in the very next sentence, she said he would come in and drop 100 grand, but while he was sitting there, he would pick up like 4 million in accounts, just being in the room with the people who had money to gamble. So who's getting who? Oh man, it reminds me of a personal story. Um, when I went off to college, one of my homeboys, me and him, we kind of like went our separate ways for a minute, and after I graduated, we kind of reconnected. And he was always like a hustler, you know what I'm saying? He was always like, making he could do stuff. He knew how to do things and he got it done, right? So he had a certain clientele that kept him busy, but at the same time, at this point in his life, it was kind of like he couldn't be where he wanted to be, but he had to be where he could be so that it would be close to work. You know what I'm saying? So in a sense, he was half homeless, but living in Durham around a certain group of people. He found his way. He could kind of navigate, but the fact that he made money kind of made him vulnerable in a certain sense because people knew he had money. So what he would do is when he went out, right? He'd be hanging out with these people. When he hung out with them though, like someone would ask him for money and he would just be like, "Yeah, here's $20." You just give him some money, right? He knew it was going to happen, right? But what he told me was this. He was like, "Look, if I went out there and I spent my money and spent it all on me and I consumed everything that I was going to purchase, right? Let's just say he was going to buy something. Maybe the place that he was hanging out had a beer, right? Let's say they had a beer. He just wanted to buy a beer. Okay, he takes his money out. Boom, he's buying a beer for himself, or he brings the beer with him. Right? People hanging out, they talking shit. And you got to understand that you also in the company of some younger people, and younger people sometimes got to kind of be brought along the way a little bit. Excuse me. But what he told me was this. He He was saying, he said, yo, if I went out there and held on to all my money, I would get robbed. So by me kind of giving enough money, enough of my money away to different people, it's almost like I'm protecting my own interest. Okay. Now these ain't the words that he said, but I'm kind of translating it. He said, like, by going out and, you know, if people needed it, just give them a few bucks. They kind of look out for you, right? If somebody were to say that they were going to rob you, it would almost like them robbing them because you taking away a source of money, right? So in essence, it's the same thing as the guy sitting at the poker table. Short-term losses for more longer-term gains. He knew the people that he was around, and hey, if you got to be there just to make money, you don't want to put yourself in a worse position holding on to it. People knowing you got it, people knowing where to get it. It's almost better to just let them have it than to get robbed and them not knowing exactly how much you have, right? I remember this one time somebody broke into my car and stole my money where I had it. It was almost like they saw where I put it, right? It's possible. I'm like looking around. I'm like, what the, right? And the police came by, took a report or whatever. And you know what he said? He said, you know what? You might as well just leave your car unlocked. That way they don't break your window. Just don't keep anything in. I'm like, man. At first I was like, what? Just let them get in the car, just hang out. It's like, I don't know about that, dude. But in a way, I can see. I can see what he was saying. I don't know. It's just a little short. It was just a something that I was thinking about for a second. I saw that scene in the movie, and a lot of times what happens is you think about things that happen in your own life. It's like 43 years. You kind of seen some stuff and experienced enough things to have things happen to you where you can kind of associate things, and some things make sense and some things might not make sense right now, but I don't know. I guess it's all in the way you look at it or what you associate it with. I'm not saying you gotta run your whole life that way, but it's a lesson in kind of what you consider investments, right? It's kind of like it's an investment. One is an investment in future business, and another, I guess, is an investment in not getting robbed so often. Anyway, that's me, D Train, D Train's bunk. So, therefore, on the other hand, nevertheless, word and peace.